problem is apathy. And there's a lot of problems in this country, and it's not some goofy president that just got elected. It's a lot worse stuff. Like this century is not as new as it used to be. It's 2016, so it's not 2000. It's got some mileage. If this century was a person, it would look like me, hanging in there but showing signs of wear and tear. If this century was a house, it holds the water out, but the couch could use some reupholstering and the carpet is starting to show signs of staining. And so it's not as new as it used to be. And so how in this not as new as it used to be century, but still pretty damn new, how do we still have ancient bigotry and ignorance still in this country? Why do we still have homophobia, racism, and misogyny? And I doubt that any of you are homophobic, racist, or misogynist. But if you are, congratulations on your moral deficit. It must be really weird in that dark, sunless crack you live in. But I doubt that's your problem. But if it is your problem, congratulations. You didn't come up with any of those prejudices, which means you are in the most historically bad cover band of all time. And your version of Louie sucks, and there's no garage far enough away that we can put you in where we don't have to keep dealing with you. And so I bet that doesn't describe you. And so what's the problem? Not you, not me, old bastards. Old bastards dragging in dumbass prejudices from the last century. As an example, I would cite Clint Eastwood. And why do I reference Clint Eastwood? Because there's not one single person in this building who does not know who that guy is. And earlier this year, in Esquire magazine, in April, they interviewed him. And they said, so you're voting for Donald Trump? He said, yep, America needs a change, and he's my guy. Okay, but what about the racist things that Donald Trump says? And Mr. Eastwood said, he does say some racist things that I do not agree with. I don't want to get over anyone's racism. I don't want the President of the United States, who eventually will have to go international. That's going to be really awful. And if Donald Trump goes to Germany and has to sit next to Chancellor Angela Merkel, watch her have to throw up 5 times into a bucket they've already put next to her before she can summon the strength to say his name. And now, pleased to announce that Holland, I'm so sorry, Julie. Sorry for the moment. Okay, so this is Holland. Taste the eggs. Okay, now let's just try this. I don't want the perception of this guy being he's a racist, and I don't like that 9-foot spear through his head, and so I don't want to get over it. I refuse to get over it. And then Mr. Eastwood said that people in this country are walking on rice paper because of political correctness, and they don't say what they really want. Really? I think that's a load. I don't think there's such a thing as political correctness. I think there's people who make the gut-wrenching decision to finally call out their friends or family members on their homophobic, racist, misogynist crap, and usually it ends really, really badly. It ends horribly. When you're driving with your friends, this is just a hypothetical, but you're driving with your friends and past a gay bar, and one of your friends yells at the top of his lungs, like, "What's up, faggots?" Like, what did you just say? What are you, deaf? I just yelled, "What's up, faggots?" Right? Why? Some fags. I'll say, "What's up?" Like, what's the matter with you? What's the matter with me? I've evolved. I've lost the gills on my neck, and my twitching tail, and my love of the primordial ooze that my knuckle-dragging ancestors were content to splash about in for the last 4 centuries. That's what's gotten into me. Desire for the future with solar panels and renewable energy, and people who, like, have something in their head that's not that. But what, are you all politically correct now? No! I'm just done with that. I like you. You know what? I think you're one Bootsy Collins record away from seeing the light. So how about this? I'm going to drive you to the edge of town and let you walk back to clear your head. But if you ever say anything like that around me again, this friendship's over. Oh, it's like that? Yeah, man, and it is. And often the friendship comes to an end. But don't tell me about political correctness. Some people are very, very sensitive. I got that. And some people are extraordinarily sensitive. But it's real, and they're coming from some truth. Maybe they could use a different perspective, but I don't think there's any such thing as political correctness. And then Mr. Eastwood said, when I was young, the things that Donald Trump said weren't considered racist. Mr. Eastwood, when you were young, there was no definition for gravity, and there was no such thing as penicillin, so don't tell me how great it was when you were young, when everything was manual, like phone call, ice ice cream, water from the well. Modernity's no bad thing. You should try it out. And then Mr. Eastwood said, we live in a generation of pussies. It's a pussy generation. I love that because I immediately saw the t-shirt. P-Gen, Generation P, the newer, more sensitive generation, Snapchatting, periscoping, taking high-resolution JPEGs of their pudenda, which is Latin for the naughty bits, and sending them to each other, getting passports and actually putting visas on those pages, fooling with people all over the world, thus preventing the next war by not being afraid of the world and realizing they're part of the world and not the world itself. Go, P-Gen, go! I wish I could be P-Gen. I worship you, P-Gen. To me, you are the solution. I can't be P-Gen. I am too old to be P-Gen. I have more in common with Clint Eastwood than I do with any of you. That is to say, I have more years behind me than I do ahead of me. But I root for you on the sidelines with a trembling, liver-spotted paw. Because every single morning at 04:30 hours, I am awakened by the Grim Reaper's side as it goes sailing by my ear. And my eyes open so quickly, I can actually hear, they snap open like, death is near. Must get out of the Bon Jovi mobile and find the nearest Denny's for my melba toast and poached egg to seize the day, because you never know what... Okay, so and I have realized the edges of my existential crust and my physiological limits. I simply cannot keep up with you.